Hi, I'm Raweggshell, but you can call me Russ. I'm on my period, so we're all on our period. We're gonna do and talk about period stuff. Also, I've never worn false lashes before, so if they look fucked up, that's because they are. When I was younger and first got my period, I was also dreaming about being a famous YouTuber. So I would sit in my bathroom and have these little fake monologues where I would host these fake videos where I would, teach people how to use a tampon and talk about period stuff and play period themed games. And yeah, I was a weird kid. But while I don't exactly have YouTube fame now, we're close enough. So this is Eggshell, and you're watching period. Was a T, obviously, because it's like period, but like period, and I'll stop. Agenda for today. I'm gonna teach you to use a tampon. I'm gonna talk about my own very horrible personal antidotes with periods and having sensory issues. Like I could not wear underwear as a kid, still can't, so I can't wear pads. I'm a tamponer for life. And I'm also gonna show you a game I invented when I was a little kid and haven't played since. I've never really used a pad, so I can't teach you how to use them. I'm sorry, I wish I could be helpful in that way. I think they're somewhat easy to figure out. Tampons are the ones that tend to be more mysterious to people. So, but I can help with that one, because I've been doing that for fucking years. What's tampon? That was a horrible pun. I'm so sorry. Pro tip, if you're an embarrassed type of person, you kind of shy, you should probably open your packaging before you go out and just leave them in this, because they're much quieter to function. But for the record, no one's gonna judge you for opening up a tampon or a pad. Like, if you're in the men's bathroom, they're just gonna be confused, and if you're in the women's bathroom, that's just a surefire way to gather sympathy. I mean, honestly, dead ass, if you just need some emotional support, just very loudly and publicly ask for a tampon from anyone. This is your vagina hole. This is what you bleed out of. I'm gonna stop fingering it. So you want to take the tampon, the big boy side, and you want to stick it in about to right here. So your Gorilla Grip pussy is naturally gonna be like, whoa, there's something inside of me. It doesn't hurt. Because it's a very slick material. That's why they make it like this. But, naturally, you shove something in there, it's going to be like, hey, my sibling in Christ, what are you doing, And you kind of just, push this in, which I'm going to open up the vagina so you can see the background. And as you're pushing, it pushes this little white thing out. Your Gorilla Grip pussy will grab onto this cotton thing a lot better than it'll grab onto this thing. Then you're going to have to grab this little part right here and kind of pull it out of your vagina. And then this just kind of is in your vagina. And now it really depends on your tampon. Read the box. But generally speaking, you can keep a tampon in for 4 to 6 hours before you have to change it out. And by doing that, you literally just grab the fucking string and you pull it out. People are like, does that hurt? Not really. I mean, it's soaked in fucking blood and pussy juice. I mean, it slips right out. It's probably easier coming out than in. I mean, I also wanted to talk about my personal experience with periods a little bit, because it's not I'm not special and quirky, but I did have a little bit of issues that I would say are not the norm. And maybe I can help someone else out there who is also struggling with this. So I have a plethora of sensory issues. Number one, big one we're talking about today, clothing, specifically tight clothes. I can't wear a bra or underwear or tight garments. It's just, they're icky. My body says nope. So for context, when I was younger, I was showing signs of sensory issues and distress around my underwear, so my mom took me to the doctor, and the doctor, in more professional terms, went, yo, if the little motherfucker doesn't want to wear underwear, then don't make him wear underwear. I mean, they don't really need underwear. So I gotta stop wearing underwear for a long ass time until I got my period, and then everyone was like, hey, you need to put underwear back on so you can wear a pad. But obviously, I was not fucking with that. But there was no other options made available to me. For some reason, the pad is just the poster child face of all period products. But basically, no one introduced me to a tampon. There was no sexual education schooling in my school, and my mother was absolutely adamant about not teaching me about tampons. It was only pads, 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 pads. So I was fucked, and I was not gonna wear underwear. That was not happening. If you have sensory issues or have just a modium of what that's like, that just has something that's completely uncomfortable, you cannot keep it on your body, right? Like, it's not happening. And birth control isn't an option either for me. My parents had decided that was not gonna happen. So I was literally, the only option I was given was pads and underwear. And I imagine a lot of you probably might be in the same situation. And this is really fucked up and gross, and I know a lot of people are gonna really judge me for this, but it's okay because I'm past that, and I'm not proud of a diva, but I know there's a very good chance there's some other kid out there who needs to hear this story. Because I couldn't really wear an underwear and pad, I kind of just free bled, which if you're not familiar with that, it's where you don't do anything to stop the blood, you just let it happen. So what I basically did is that I would come into school every day in the 90-degree weather wearing a big ass hoodie or a jacket around my waist or something of that sort, and just bleed through my pants and the jacket. It was definitely not hygienic. It was super fucked up, but I felt like I had no other choice. It was that or yeah, I honestly, it was a really dark time in my life, and I know that's really, like, weird probably to a lot of people. I cannot express how much of a last resort low point I was at to do that, trust me. So I can teach you some really great tricks to get blood out of pants. But eventually I was watching a YouTube video and the concept of a tampon was kind of first introduced to me. Like, I knew about them, but I didn't really know about them. They didn't really teach me how to use it though. But I knew my mom had tampons, and I was like, I'm gonna go steal a tampon. So I did. What I didn't know, because no one taught me shit or fuck about tampons, is that when you insert it, you don't remove it from this first. Like, you should not be inserting it into your body raw dog without the little extra plastic seal. So I was taking this piece of cotton and shoving it in my hoo-ha. Now that fucking hurts, and you cannot get it far enough up your body with your bare finger. Right? So when I was sitting, I could feel it, and it hurt like a motherfucker no matter where I was standing, sitting, especially when I was sitting, because I could literally feel it through the entire day, just this wad of cotton in my vagina, kind of just like pushing it against that wall in your body. Absolute agony, because no one taught me how to use a tampon or that I had other alternatives from pads. And tampons aren't even the only option. There's so many more that I recommend you look up on yourself, but I'm only really familiar with tampons because that's the only option I kind of learned and was taught myself. I am proud to show y'all single-handedly the stupidest shit you will ever see. So part of when I had to, bare finger a tampon up my own vagina, you don't always get it right. Tampons are compacted up in that little plastic thing, so when they shoot out of the plastic thing, they immediately lose their little vacuum-sealed compactness. And occasionally they would go ahead and unravel before I could get time to shove it up my hoo-ha, leaving them kind of useless for me, at least, in my fucked up way. So was that, and the little pent-up anger I would feel. I would play this game. What I would do is I would take the tampon, soak it in water, and I missed. It's easy to flick by the string. It's just little. And eventually it will start to explode like that, and that's when the fun is done, because then you don't want to have to clean up a very exploded tampon like it is right now. I've been playing that game since middle school, mostly because I've had to finger myself, but still. Still, closing thoughts. My DMs are open for any questions. Nothing is too personal. You can ask me anything. I honestly do not mind. If you need help with anything, also, I'm not like the most knowledgeable. However, I might be the easiest to access. So, I'm a very open book, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. This shit be hard. This shit is not it. Oh, wait, one more thing. I just wanted to flex the entire bag of rollos I cleared out the first day I got my period. Bye! Oh, is there another robo in here?
Calling on my bitch, and she know she at the top of the list, so she put up with her friends, so I tell her throw it back.